That's right. No two iHeartRadio apps are exactly the same. And the more you thumb up and down music, the better job we do of helping you discover the next song, playlist, or station you'll fall in love with. Follow those podcasts you listen to the most, we'll notice, and we'll make sure to recommend new binge-worthy podcasts just right for you. iHeartRadio is built to get better and better the better we get to know you. So make sure you share with us what you like by thumbing and following. And as you listen, we'll make sure there's unlimited great listening moments coming your way. And of course, it's all free. iHeartRadio, #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio. From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. He's a Texas legend, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, and your host of the Craig Way Show. Here he is now, Craig Way.
Into Wednesday we go, a Yacht Rock Wednesday, and hopefully that'll help you get over that Wednesday hump, if that is indeed the case for you. For those of you for whom Wednesday is truly the hump day in the middle of the work week, hopefully we can help you get over that hump and on the downhill run to the weekend. For those of you for whom Wednesday is the end of the work week, good on you, good for you, and I hope you enjoy the next couple of days. And for those of you for whom Monday is really Wednesday and work week begins on Wednesday, we'll try to help you get it off to a good start. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the program here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. My name is Craig Way. I do thank you very much for joining us. As always, we're with you each and every weekday afternoon, 2 to 5, Monday through Friday. And this week, by the way, we should point out the Friday program will be a 2 to 6 version of the program, and it'll come your way from Dallas, from Bar M on Maple Avenue. Great place to watch games and hang out and all that. And so, like what we did last Thursday down south at Twin Peaks, we'll bring you a 4-hour edition of the program. And like last Thursday, we'll and myself, we'll have Cameron Parker there. We'll have Mike Hardball Harge. We'll have Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Of course, Harge and Henry bring you the morning kickoff Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. here on the Zone. So we'll be there, and we'll have some other special guests join us as well. Some lifetime Longhorns join us there at Bar M on Maple Avenue. You can find it's real easy to find it just west of downtown, in a good place to be the day before Texas OU. Producer of this program is Jake Herman. How did your evening go last night? Did you do much event watching or what?
Yeah, I ended up having a good friend of mine over to the apartment and watching some American League Division Series baseball.
Something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was with a Yankee fan who was despondent at the beginning of the game,
of course,
and by the end of the game, he was delusionally exuberant, and that's the experience of playoff baseball, Craig, and that's why it keeps us coming back.
Yeah, it is, and we've got a lot to get to on the program today. For one thing, obviously, we are never far away from talking some Longhorn football, and we'll do that. And we do have our text line available if you'd like to join in the conversation with a text. You can text the program. You text the word Texas, followed by your question or comment to 81530. So text the word Texas, followed by your question or comment to 81530. Standard messaging and data rates may apply. We are going to do that. And we are also going to hear from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian. Sark does a couple of different media availabilities. In fact, he does 3 real locked-in weekly media availabilities. First is the weekly news conference on Monday from the UT campus. We broadcast that live every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Our coverage begins at 11 on our Longhorns Monday presentation. And Mike Hardball Harge joins me for that. And then, of course, we bring you Sark's presser, the press conference, at 11:30. That's on Mondays. And then on this program on Monday afternoon, after we have brought you the entire news conference from stem to stern, every question, every answer, all of that sort of stuff, we bring you in soundbite form the recap of the press conference on Monday afternoon with Sark's thoughts, his comments. So that's on Mondays. Tuesdays, we bring you player sound from player availability. Wednesday is the second of his 3 media availability. So today, it was just a little while ago, in fact, that Sark participated in the SEC teleconference, which is really Zooms with all of the coaches, but it goes back to the days when they used to dial coaches up on the phone and call it the teleconference. And we'll hear from Sark from the SEC teleconference about this matchup with Oklahoma and other things that are going on. So getting his football team back on track. So we're going to hear those comments from Sark coming up at the 4:00 hour. He also does a Thursday media availability via Zoom. It's his final availability of the week, and we'll bring you those comments tomorrow. We'll do that. Additionally, there's also Longhorn Weekly, his coach's show that I co-host with him. We record that on Wednesday evenings over on campus, and we'll do that this evening. And then you'll hear it tomorrow night at 7:00, and it re-airs Friday at 7. So you'll hear from the head coach as you do throughout the course of the week. But in addition to that, we'll talk some more about football. And then there's other things to get into. As Jake pointed out, and we'll talk about this coming up here in just a few minutes, the American League Division Series, the National League Division Series, none of those series have been decided yet. The Blue Jays were on the threshold of it last night. Really looked like they were going to put the Yankees on the shelf. It didn't happen. We'll get into more of that in a little bit. Tigers and Mariners. The Mariners jumped all over Detroit last night at Comerica Park. They beat the Tigers 8-4. Got a little bit interesting toward the end. And again, we'll talk more about that. And then in the National League, it was a travel day for both the Cubs and Brewers. Of course, it's short travel. I would say that's probably a bus ride. It's 90 miles from Milwaukee to Chicago.
It'll take them all back to their minor league playing days.
Yeah.
Some of those Brewers, that wasn't too long ago.
You know, when the Dodgers would play the Padres, it's 110 miles away. A lot of times they take a train. There's a train that takes them down the coast to San Diego when they do that.
Yeah, a little more comfortable, a little quicker.
And I don't know, maybe that's what the Brewers and Cubs did. I don't know. But anyway, they have game number 3 of that series this afternoon. And the Brewers are up 2-0. So they're on the threshold of clinching. The Cubs must win at Wrigley Field today to stay alive. And then tonight, the Dodgers host the Phillies with Los Angeles up 2-0. And so they have a chance to wrap it up at Dodger Stadium if they can win tonight. Phillies have to win to set up a game 4 tomorrow. And then I mentioned the 2 American League ones. Game number 4 for both the American League Division Series. The Tigers and Mariners just now getting ready to start. And then the Yankees and the Blue Jays will play tonight. So they'll play later on. And that's a game 4 that the Yankees have to win, just like the Tigers have to win today on their home turf to set up a decisive 5th game. If it does happen in both of those cases, it'll go back to where it started in each case. If Detroit wins today, they'll go back to Seattle, fly back to Seattle for game 5 on Friday night. If the Yankees win, it'll go back to Toronto for a game 5 on Friday. So that's what would happen there. Today is only game 4 in the National League. However, if the Dodgers and or the Brewers win, that would end those series. They would be sweeps. But if the Cubs win today at Wrigley Field over Milwaukee, if the Phillies win tonight in Los Angeles over the Dodgers, then those 2 series would have a game 4 tomorrow, even as the American League series are either done or traveling back to their original destination.
So there's a chance, Craig, that today is our last wall-to-wall baseball day of the entire 2025 season.
Yeah, entirely possible. You're exactly right. You could have, because there's all 4 games, and the first one is now officially underway with Casey Mize on the mound for the Tigers facing the Seattle Mariners. We'll have more on that. We'll recap those games from last night because they both had some unique things happen in them, and especially in the New York Toronto game, because it looked for all the world as though the Yankees were dead in the water, and then that flipped. And how does it flip? It flips with the bat of the one and only Aaron Judge, but something set that up first. So we'll get to all of that. We'll talk about all that. And again, we will take your questions, your thoughts, your comments, not just necessarily on the baseball. If you want to talk Longhorn football and have a question, that's fine. The NFL, we're going to hear from Jerry Jones.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, and fundamentally, Jerry got in a little hot water for what he called an inadvertent gesture. I think that's the name of a band playing at ACL Fest, inadvertent gesture.
Yeah, they're just opening it up at Emos or Stubbs.
Yeah, right. So anyway, we'll hear from Jerry Jones this afternoon. We have Inconceivable this hour coming up, so we'll do that. And there's more of a sports presence in Inconceivable today than I think has either ever happened or certainly the more of a presence than in a long time on that of a sports presence. So you'll hear all of that and more. And we'll give away another 4-pack of tickets to Texas Stars hockey when they play the Grand Rapids Griffins this Saturday at the HEB Center in Cedar Park. So we'll have that. We'll tell you how you can win that coming up in the 4 o'clock hour as well. So we got all that on deck and a lot more. Glad to have you with us on a Yacht Rock Wednesday here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and where you can always listen to us for absolutely free of charge, gratis on the iHeartRadio app.
Listen to Coach Sark's weekly press conference live every Monday at 11 a.m.
We got to go enjoy this journey. We need to be present and then ultimately finish the mission.
Hear Coach Sark recap the prior week's games and get you ready for the Horns' next opponent.
Culture beats talent. Culture's really strong. Culture and talent together is a pretty powerful force, and that's something that we've tried to create.
Every question, every answer, every Monday, right here on your home for the Longhorns. 1300 The Zone.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Bills. That's Bills. Enter it now.
AM 1300 The Zone.
iHeart presents
The police coming straight from the underground.
Ice Cube, bringing truth to power.
Am I ever? Then a natural born killer. You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude.
Before hip-hop, homies got shot.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Okay, Texas, pop quiz. True or false? Walmart has more than 500 million items online. True. Find a huge selection online that you can't find in stores. True or false? Groceries always cost more when they're delivered. False. Walmart's grocery prices are the same for delivery as they are in store. Last one. Walmart can deliver in as fast as an hour. True, y'all. Use express delivery to get eligible items to your doorstep before the pool party starts. Walmart. Who knew? Subject to availability. Fees and restrictions apply.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, Texas football fans, Mike Harge here, and we're in for an exciting season. Thomas J. Henry Law is thrilled to be part of the action with Texas football game broadcasts. The athletes give it their all on the field, and Thomas J. Henry and over 250 attorneys give it their all when it comes to helping you and your family get the justice you deserve. Whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, dedication, strategy, and teamwork are crucial. For over 30 years, Thomas J. Henry Law has been committed to securing meaningful results for injured people and their families. After all, their law firm will be nothing without the communities and the individuals they serve. Visit tjhlaw.com to find out more. If you or a loved one have been injured, their attorneys are available 24/7 to help. They have a reputation and resources to handle any case. Free consultations with no fees collected unless they win for you. Let's get into the Texas football action this season, sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Law. On and off the field, it's all about the win.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging and replacement, batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code USE5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code USE5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code USE5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
If it's Texas sports, Craig Way knows all. Back to the Craig Way Show on 1300 The Zone.
Two-strike pitch. Hits a drive down the line. If it's fair, it's his moment. It is! It's tied! Giants has arrived!
Down the town. Wake up and it's still with you. Even though you left your way across town.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster, Craig Way.
I think Aaron Judge's home run got caught between the moon and New York City, the super moon. In New York City. It's a Yacht Rock Wednesday, so there's one of the Mount Rushmore guys of Yacht Rock, Christopher Cross. Yeah, and how apropos is it on a Yacht Rock Wednesday to have Arthur's theme there? It was actually Aaron's theme, Aaron Judge, with that home run off the foul pole that helped turn the game around, really and truly. Before that, the Yankees were in deep trouble. They were down 6-1 to Toronto. And here were the Blue Jays on the verge of not only winning the game, but sweeping out the Yankees. Toronto had been 39-0 this season when they led by at least 5 runs. The Yankees had not won a playoff game after trailing by at least 5 runs since the 2010 American League Championship Series.
Wow.
And they became the 5th team in history to overcome a 5-run deficit when facing elimination because they were down 6-1.
I know one of the teams on that list.
Yes.
The 2012 St. Louis Cardinals in Game 5 of the National League Division Series came back from down 6-1 for my first true sports heartbreak.
Yeah, that's right.
Against the Nationals.
Against the Nationals. That's right. It's funny. It's a reverse elimination last year when the Dodgers were down to the Yankees in Game 5, 6-0, and came back and won the game to eliminate the Yankees to win the World Series. That would be reverse elimination on that. But it was a couple of crazy things that happened about that because what really changed it, they got 2 runs in the third, and that cut it to 6-3. But what really made it happen was because of a drop fly ball, and the error opened the door. The error opened the door, by the way. There was an error earlier that helped the Yankees get a run. And then there were 2 Toronto errors in that inning. And Anthony Santander had also had a diving attempt on a double by Cody Bellinger. But prior to that, here the Yankees, they cut it back to 6-3. And then up comes Aaron Judge because of the drop fly ball at the plate with 2 outs. And said, you just never know with the wind if it's going to push it foul or keep curving or not. But I guess a couple of ghosts out there in Monument Park help kind of keep that fair.
What a movie-like answer. I turned to my friend when that home run went, and I said, oh my gosh, that was like the natural. That was the ball hitting the lights out.
Yeah. In this case, it hit the foul pole, and so it was a 3-run homer. Jazz Chisholm, who then came up later and hit the home run to give them the lead in the 6th, said of Judge, had said it just shows that he's just unbelievable. We all went over the video about 10 times in the dugout after he hit it. It was crazy because it was up and in on him, but he got turned on it and knocked it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, it was really far up and in. I read that no pitch of that speed and that far in had ever been hit out for a home run.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, so we've got a piece of sound here now. Is this Aaron Boone, the manager?
Yeah,
who's talking about this?
Aaron Boone after the game. You'll hear him give kind of his opening wow remarks and then get asked for his perspective on the Aaron Judge home run.
That emotional roller coaster to stay alive there.
Yeah, obviously awesome. Just the continue to keep your nose down and compete when it's not looking great, and just a lot of really good quality at bats to work our way back into it. Thought some important plays in the field and the bullpen just piecing it together so well, without I think without really overtaxing anyone too, which obviously is big going into another game tomorrow.
Perhaps no swing bigger than Aaron Judge's today in that 4th inning. Off the bat, what are you thinking when you see that ball go towards left field? Are you thinking that's staying fair?
I did, because it held right away. And so I'm, I have such a good angle from where I sit on fair foul down the left field line. So I was kind of giving it some body language, but I felt like it was going to hold. And the wind most of the night, you saw on the Barger pop fly, the ball was carrying to left. And that at bat, when I looked up, the flag was dead. So probably keeping it from maybe blowing it foul or even deeper. But just a really good swing to keep himself tight to that ball, to be able to not spin off and just hook it and to keep it fair.
Put more succinctly, Cody Bellinger said, quote, I was just saying, hit the effing foul pole. So that's what he said. And it did. And then Jazz Chisholm hits the home run, and then they turn it on after that. They win by a score of 9-6. So now it's game 4 tonight, and the Yankees have Cam Schlittler going tonight, who was just brilliant last week in that decisive 3rd game of the wild card series against the Red Sox. He went 8 innings in that. and then the Blue Jays have to kind of shake it off and go back to where, they know that there is enough of a cushion if they were to lose the game. They do have Game 5 at home in Toronto, which would be Friday night. But when a team loses a significant edge in a postseason series, you just feel that emotional momentum of the entire series shift. So I think Toronto feels like that he got it done. The thing that's interesting about this for the Blue Jays is that John Schneider, their manager, was definitely playing to win the game, especially when they got up 6-1. So he used a lot of bullpen. And today is set up to be a bullpen day for the Jays.
I mean, now nobody, looking down this box score, nobody threw more than 20 pitches after Shane Bieber left the game. And Shane Bieber left the game after throwing 54 pitches. So he could be available in a Game 5, you would assume, based on that.
Yeah.
I know he's coming off injury too, but.
Yeah. So, well, and then they may, at that point, on short rest go with Savage.
That's right.
They could in Game 5 if it has to come down to that. We'll see. We'll see. So the Yankees stayed alive, and so they play Game 4. It'll start just past 6:00 our time this evening.
Do you even pitch to Judge the rest of the series? I know Aaron Boone got some flack for pitching to Vlad Jr., who put the Blue Jays in front in this game.
Well, I just think it depends on the situation.
That's
obviously.
right.
If you can work around it, you try to work around it, but it's going to be tough to do that. All right. The other series is also in a Game 4, and they're underway right now and scoreless in Detroit between the Tigers and Mariners. And the Mariners are trying to close this out, and they got a home run from the big dumper, and we're going to have more on that coming up at Inconceivable. And they got Eugenio Suarez with a home run, and they pitched really well. Tigers made it interesting in the ninth. The reason they made it interesting is just you had on the mound for the Jays, for the Mariners in the ninth inning. You had Caleb Ferguson, who used to pitch for the Dodgers. Caleb Ferguson channeling his inner Blake Trinan. Faced 4 batters, did not retire one, walked one, gave up 3 hits, and responsible for 3 runs.
Yeah. Gave out a 4-pitch walk to the second batter with an 8-run lead, 4-pitch walk to the 2-hole hitter right before Torkelson.
And the thing is, he used to do a lot of that with the Dodgers too. And Dave Roberts showed a lot of confidence in him, just as he has in Blake Trinan. But the Mariners were able to close it out afterwards. So they win 8-4. So they are a win away from advancing to only their second ever American League Championship Series. And right now they're in the top of is it the second or the third inning right now? They're playing
top of the second
inning and scoreless. They're at Comerica Park in Detroit. So they're in the top of the second inning there with Seattle at the plate and 1 out. And we'll keep you updated on that. Okay. So that's where that is. Now in the National League, the Brewers and Cubs play in Chicago. We had Keith Moreland on the program with us yesterday, and he said he thinks the Cubs will thrive in the friendly confines, that they'll get it turned back around. You were asking yesterday about the change in the pitching plan, and Priester, who was originally the scheduled starter, and they pulled him out of that, is going to start for Milwaukee this afternoon. So they're still in a comfortable situation, up 2-0, and we'll see if that's ultimately going to be the case when the Cubs try to keep it going.
Yeah, and remember my concern for Jackson Churio?
Yeah.
Well,
unfounded.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's doing just fine with that 3-run homer.
Yeah. And so anyway, the Cubs and the Brewers will start right about just after 4:00 this afternoon. And then there's the Dodgers and the Phillies. And they play Game 3 tonight in Los Angeles. Philadelphia is the 2 seed. They dominated the Dodgers during the year. I think they won 5 of the 6, or 4 of the 6, and pretty much dominated them. They need to turn it back around starting tonight in Los Angeles, or their season is over. They're down 2-0. And I don't know if you heard it the other night when they were down, those lovable Philadelphia fans. Here's a team that won 94 ball games this year, and they're booing them mercilessly as they trailed in the game. Bryce Harper was asked about that. And he said he didn't have he goes, I love our fans. I boo myself when I get out. I'll probably get booed tomorrow night too. Well, yeah, that of course would be in Los Angeles. And somebody said, well, is a change of venue a good thing because of that? And he goes, yeah, I don't know about that. He said, we got some of the best fans of baseball. They make me play better, so I enjoy it. They show up for us every day. They spend their hard-earned dollar to come watch us play. They expect greatness out of us, and I expect greatness out of myself and my teammates as well. So anyway, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Yamamoto versus Aaron Nola tonight. And I was just looking back to see, I felt like remembering that Aaron Nola's had a lot of postseason struggles in a Philly uniform. It's not as bad as I remember, a career 4.02 ERA. But the last couple seasons, he's given up a lot of long balls in the playoffs. 4 home runs in 2023, 2 more in 2024 in his postseason starts.
In regular season games against the Dodgers, he's been pretty good. So we'll see if they can get to him tonight. Meanwhile, that other question comes out is about the closer, Roki Sasaki. Now, Roki Sasaki closed out games 1 and game 2. Even through game 2. Dave Roberts was reluctant to actually call him the closer. But while he hasn't officially designated him the closer, he did say yesterday that he is definitely the primary option now, is the way it was described. He said, but that's contingent on his workload. He said, quote, we have to win X amount of games to secure a championship. Right now, that X amount is 9. They have 9 more they got to win. And he's not going to close every game. It's just not feasible. So you've got to use other guys. Well, if he closes tonight and they win, they're going to get 2 or 3 days off. Then who knows what would happen. But he's probably right in a best-of-7 series in the NLCS. He probably wouldn't close out every game. And the same thing would happen in a World Series.
Is he just so scarred from this bullpen over the course of the year that he can't believe his own eyes?
Well, some would say that, and yet there he is trotting out Blake Trinan again with a 3-run lead in the 9th inning, and Trinan allowed the first 3 batters to reach, and that got cut down to 1 run. Alex Vesia followed. He retired 2 of those. Of course, got the big wheel play involved in that. And then Sasaki entered the game, recorded the final out. What amounted to his 5th major league appearance ever since transitioning to the bullpen in September. So, but remember, they also have Emmett Sheehan in the bullpen. He pitched the other night. Clayton Kershaw has yet to pitch yet, but he could go. So yeah, there's the thought about that. So they play tonight. That's an 8:00 start tonight, game 3 in Los Angeles, Dodgers and Phillies. Update from Detroit. Seattle's taking a 1-0 lead. I saw what Bo Naylor had a double, did he not?
Yeah, his first hit, Josh Naylor, his first hit of the entire postseason.
Brother Bo plays for Cleveland, yeah.
And he was driven in by Dominic Canzone. And just now, Victor Robles, as he's done throughout his career, narrowly gets out of the way of getting hit by a pitch. And he is talking into the Detroit dugout. So we've got a potential for some tension here.
Okay, all right. So Seattle leads that 1-0 as they bat in the top half of the 2nd inning. And by the way, Casey Mize already at 34 pitches as he works in the 2nd inning. So his pitch count's on the rise as well. We'll keep you updated on that. But up next, we bring you Inconceivable, which does have a definite sports theme to it on the Shot Rock Wednesday on Sports Radio AM 13 Under the Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Celebrate UT football with Dulce Vita Tequila. 100% organic, made with 100% Blue Weber agave. With its vibrant color and fresh citrus finish, Dulce Vita Tequila offers high quality at a value that can't be beat. Hook 'em. 40% by volume, imported by Dulce Vita Spirits, Austin, Texas.
Chris and Kyle here. We're Elite AC and Plumbing, the local guys. Problems with backed up showers and toilets stink. No, seriously, really stink. Call us when you need us. We're on our way. Fast, clean, and done right. Call us for your home and commercial needs.
American Standard Air. Elite heating and air and plumbing. Call us because we care.
Wine Down Wednesday continues October 8th at Cane and Abel's with Stella Rosa Wines. Join Ann Hudson from 96.7 KISS FM and Mike Harge from 1300 The Zone, hosting a women's football clinic and giving away sold-out Weekend 2 ACL wristbands. Don't miss the midweek party at Stella Rosa.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $100,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
Austin, are you ready for the ultimate showdown? The Formula One United States Grand Prix takes over Circuit of the Americas October 17th through 19th. The fastest cars, the fiercest drivers, the loudest crowds. The party keeps going as Kygo, Garth Brooks, and the Turnpike Troubadours light up the stage at night. It's racing. It's music. It's Texas size. Get your tickets at thecircuit.com. That's thecircuit.com.
Make money predicting football? Now you can in Texas with Kalshi. Kalshi is the only platform that lets you legally trade on real-world events in all 50 states. From football to Bitcoin, the Oscars, and even politics, if it matters, you can trade on it. Trade on who wins each game, player yards, victory margin, and more. Now in Texas, don't miss your shot. Download the Kalshi app or go to KALSHI.com. Use code RADIO and get $10 when you trade 100. Disclaimer, this is an investment that carries risk. Kalshi.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text EDGE to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's Halloween season. And the free iHeartRadio app has everything you need to make it a screaming good time. Like Halloween Radio,
where we ghosted the commercials.
Trick or Treat Radio, just for the kids. Plus, explore curated Halloween playlists perfect for party vibes and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Halloween, and listen now.
iHeartRadio.
Longhorns football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Well, I said Inconceivable has a definite sports lean to it today, more so than normal. So I guess I could start off by updating you that Tigers were able to get out of the top of the second, allowing only the one run. So Detroit bats at the bottom of the second against Seattle. The Mariners lead the Tigers 1-0 in that Game 4 of the American League Division Series at Comerica Park. All right, now to some sports-related things of the Inconceivable file. First of all, usually what I try to do, because people ask me this a lot, they want to know what my routine is like on a Saturday game day. You know, what do I go through on a normal Saturday? So what I invariably tell them is I try to get to the stadium about 3.5, 4 hours ahead of kick. The reasons for that, not to get caught in traffic, but also I have some work to do in the booth and setting up our live commercial reads and stuff like that for Roger Wallace and myself, and just getting everything situated the way I want it to booth. And then using the booth, I have my laptop up and my iPad, and between that and a couple of television monitors and Roger's iPad, we keep up with several football games. So we're pretty well versed with them. But one slipped through the cracks for me over the weekend. It was a Division II game between Fort Valley State and Central State. Central State won on Fort Valley State's homecoming, 18-14.
I don't even know which Central State that's in.
I think this is the one in Georgia.
Okay.
Fort Valley State, I know, is in Georgia. They're in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference.
Not to be confused with Valley City State, which made a different Inconceivable.
Right, exactly. They had a wild melee following the game. It started with an altercation. There was a brawl following the game. It involved dozens of players from each team and featured plenty of pushing, shoving, tackling, punches thrown. Stadium PA announcer pleaded with the teams to go to their locker rooms and for fans to remain seated. It was nuts. Well, now the schools have been punished as a result of this. The league announced that following an investigation determined that both institutions violated the league's code of ethics and conduct by engaging in acts of unsportsmanlike behavior. As a result, 20 players, 11 from Central State and 9 from Fort Valley State, have been suspended in one game. Head coaches Marlon Watson of Fort Valley and Tony Carter of Central State also suspended a game apiece. They were also fined an undisclosed amount of money. It was ugly. It was an ugly thing, and you don't want to see that happen. All right, so there's one thing about football and sports. Here's a second thing. You like Dan Orlovsky?
I actually do.
Yeah, I do too. Dan Orlovsky not only is an ESPN analyst, does the occasional analyst work on the doubleheader side of Monday Night Football. They have him as a studio analyst. He also had this habit of breaking down the all-22 video and posting it on social media, saying, watch this play.
Yeah.
Watch how they defend this.
He does a good job making me feel like an armchair expert.
Yeah, well, no more. The NFL is shutting down.
Wait, because they're worried about the footage?
Yeah.
He's saying that has to stay under
for
wraps?
Titans fans, and since I'm not allowed to post video, go watch it. He mentions plays, but he said he's not allowed to post video on social media anymore. He said it's because of an edict from the NFL. He was asked for Drake May's work. A breakdown is where he said, been told by the NFL no more. Stinks.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
How does that help the product? How does that help the league?
Yeah. So
they want their fans to not know ball.
Meanwhile, the NFL is toying with the idea of canceling the Pro Bowl. I don't think anybody have a real problem with that.
Yeah.
Because the Pro Bowl isn't what it used to be. Last year, it hit a new low on viewership, only 4.7 million viewers. The stupid flag football game, I was out at that point on that. So
the dodgeball was fun.
Okay. But
I don't think you agree with that.
Look,
I had
football
fun.
players play football.
That's true.
You know? Nobody out there playing grab ass stuff. You know, that's I don't like that stuff. But anyway, they're considering canceling as a result of that. here's another sports-related thing. This goes back to last night's game, Detroit and Seattle. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, he hit 60 home runs during the year. Had not hit a home run in the postseason until last night. Helped break the game open. But there's more. Not only does he hit the home run, it bounces in the Tigers' bullpen, or Mariners' bullpen, bounces up in the stands where a Mariners fan catches it wearing a long-sleeve T-shirt that says, "Dump it here."
Dump 61 here.
And he did, and he caught it. Then he takes off the shirt. He's got a dump 62 thing here. So everybody got a big kick out of that, including the Mariners with the dump 61 shirt and then the dump 62 here. But then
that's a great giveaway idea when they have another game at T-Mobile Park.
Yeah. So then get this. The fan offered to give the ball to Raleigh. No, didn't ask for anything in return. He offered to give the ball to Cal Raleigh.
Not even that shirt to get signed?
Didn't ask for anything. He just said, "I'd be glad to give it to him." Raleigh said, "I'm not going to take it."
Wow.
You keep it. Not only did he tell him to keep it, he signed the ball and gave the fan a signed bat.
Don't you
They
love
got to
baseball?
meet after the game, and they took a photo together.
That's a well-deserved ending to this story. We have lots of stories that are inconceivable about fans getting out of line.
Yeah.
It's good to balance it out.
Yeah, I mean, because think about how inconceivable this concept is, that a fan wouldn't want anything in return for the ball, that the player wouldn't want the ball in return, that he would want to have a photo op with the fan, sign a bat, give that to him as well. Let's just feel good all the way around.
Mutual respect.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. So it'll be funny to see if the fan then turns around and sells the ball later. I have a feeling he won't.
That's an awesome story. That just made my afternoon.
Yeah. This will help you as well, too. I love animals, and I'm always glad to see an animal who is hurt or abandoned or whatever get rescued. I have a soft spot in my heart for that. Even when it comes to a jaguar, not a Jacksonville jaguar, an actual Brazilian jaguar. Brazilian military police were out in a boat and saw a jaguar struggling to swim in the river. So they went out there. The jaguar didn't know what to make of it. So what they did was they gave him like a little flotation device to hold on to.
Wow. And the jaguar was smart enough to figure it out.
To hold on to it, and it was a baby jaguar.
Survival instinct.
Yeah. He held on to it. They got him to shore, and then they found out he had really had a rough go of things. He had been shot at least twice.
Oh.
There were over 30 lead fragments embedded in his skull and his neck.
That's horrible.
Multiple gunshot wounds, broken teeth. Authorities have opened an investigation to see if they can find out more about how that happened. But the animal folks who are working with him, somebody shot him and threw him in the sea. That's why. At least he was able to try to get back there. And they were able to work on him, and they're hopeful that he can survive. So, yeah, even though we always talk about bizarre things, sometimes there are good things that happen and inconceivable. Whether it's baseball with the dump 61 here, dump it here, and the big dumper letting him keep the ball and autographing it, giving him an autographed bat and taking a photo with him, to the wounded baby jaguar being rescued. Good stories there, in addition to the weird stuff that happens with Inconceivable. We'll be back to wrap up hour number 1 on 13 Under the Zone.
Whether you call it the Red River Rivalry, the State Fair Street Fight, or Texas OU, the Longhorns Game Day has all the preview coverage you need at the Cotton Bowl. Join us this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. live from the State Fairgrounds on the corner of Old Mill Inn, as myself, Cameron Parker, alongside Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, break down Texas, Oklahoma. We'll be joined by special guests and insiders live from the State Fairgrounds this Saturday, 11:30 a.m., only on AM 1300, The Zone.
Folks, you've heard me tell you about my friend Dan Christensen and DJC Law, a group that's available 24/7, 365. They'll even come out to your home or at the hospital via Zoom or by telephone. You know, with 30 plus years experience, DJC Law has recovered $400 million plus in settlements and verdicts on behalf of their clients. We're talking about real people helping real people. You know, your consultation is always free and you'll pay nothing unless they win your case. Call attorney Dan Christensen at DJC Law anytime at 512-888-9999. Dan Christensen is a former military member. He's devoted more than 30 years to helping others, and it's the largest Austin-based veteran-owned personal injury law firm in Texas. Dan Christensen has compiled an expert team of trial attorneys who are at the top of their profession. Give them a call at 512-888-9999. That's 512-888-9999. Your journey to justice begins with DJC Law.
Fall is the perfect time to transform your home or business with fresh new color. The team at CertaPro Painters of Greater Austin handles every detail worry-free from start to finish. CertaPro Painters is the painting service you can rely on here in Austin, whether painting inside or out. Go with the pros at CertaPro Painters of Austin. That's Certa with a C. Right now through October, get $250 off any project over $2,500. Call and schedule your free estimate today.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Wishing the holidays could come early? If you own or manage your business, they can. With help from iHeartRadio. People are already shopping for their loved ones and hunting for deals wherever they can find them, including right here. They're listening to the radio. They're listening to podcasts. They could be listening to you. Don't wait for everyone else to kick off the holidays. Get your best season of the year up and running today. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and due line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Grove Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Longhorns baseball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
I'm alright, nobody but about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright.
Another one of those Mount Rushmore individual artists of yacht rock, the great Kenny Loggins. Of course, most people hear this song, at least of my age and thereabouts, and think about Caddyshack, the movie, because that's pretty much the theme of it.
Kill all the gophers.
Yeah. Hey, beg your pardon, if we kill all the gophers, we could get in. Not golfers, you dumbwit. Golfers.
They're going to lock me up and throw away the key.
Yeah, right. I'll fix you, you fuzzy little foreigner. So yeah, I think about that obviously when you hear about that. The one thing that I didn't get to, and in with all the sports stuff, is this crazy story about hundreds, and I do mean hundreds, of hikers on Everest. Did you hear about this?
I don't think so.
Hundreds. There were about 900 hikers, along with guides and other staff, who were stranded by a weekend snowstorm on the Chinese side of Mount Everest, have reached safety, according to state media, late yesterday. It was a severe storm that struck the area on Saturday night. It cut off access to where the hikers were stranded at an altitude of more than 16,000 feet. In all, 580 hikers and more than 300 guides, yak herders, and other workers were stranded. About 350 were able to get down, descend by noon on Monday, and the rest arrived by Tuesday. Some had hypothermia. A dozen were escorted to a meeting point by teams with food, medicine, and eating. But they got busy up there, the Chinese side, and got them down there. About 900 of them got stranded. But apparently they're okay. There's a few that are still unaccounted for. They're trying to get. All right, second hour coming up on 1300.
Your Valpak Blue envelope of savings is arriving in the mailbox. Inside, you'll find coupons to dine, shop, and save local. This month, keep an eye out for special offers from A1 Garage Door, the name you can trust for repairs, service, and garage door replacements. And remember, savings don't stop at the mailbox. Visit Valpak.com anytime for instant access to local coupons and deals you'll love. Valpak and A1 Garage Door, opening doors to savings at home.
Make money predicting football? Now you can in Texas with Kalshi. Kalshi is the only platform that lets you legally trade on real-world events in all 50 states. From football to Bitcoin, the Oscars, and even politics, if it matters, you can trade on it. Trade on who wins each game, player yards, victory margin, and more. Now in Texas, don't miss your shot. Download the Kalshi app or go to KALSHI.com. Use code RADIO and get $10 when you trade 100. Disclaimer, this is an investment that carries risk. Kalshi.com.
October baseball is here. The baseball postseason is in full swing, and BetOnline is your #1 source to get closer to the action. From first pitch to the final out, BetOnline gives you more ways to play with the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game wagering. Also catch every pro and college football game, cage fighting, and hockey futures all in one place. Lastly, don't miss their VIP program with level-up bonuses, cash boosts, and exclusive rewards. Head to BetOnline today, because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling, sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy place with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair? It looks amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret. No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic. Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic.
Purchase at newnordicusa.com, new, NORDICUSA.com, or CVS.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
The free iHeartRadio app makes your car radio jealous.
Live radio presets, lyrics for songs, and the most podcasts on the planet.
Plus, it all fits in your pocket.
Your car radio can't do that.
Make sure the free iHeartRadio app is on your smartphone now.
The #1 app for radio.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. He's a Texas legend, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, and your host of the Craig Way Show. Here he is now, Craig Way.
Second hour of the program here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Craig Way alongside the producer, Jake Harmon. Glad to have you with us today, with you up till 5 o'clock, per usual. Hey, a reminder, Friday, this program will have kind of a swole edition of it, you know.
Are you saying that because Mark Henry's involved?
No, I would not say that about my. Yeah,
no, swole means strong.
Oh, well, I thought it meant like swollen.
No, I mean like get swole. Like
well,
get
he
jacked.
is the world's strongest man. And I will tell you this, if you haven't seen Mark Henry lately, the dude looks like he's wasting away. He says he's still trying to get down to like 300. He was over 400 pounds at one point, but he looks chiseled. The dude does. He always looks chiseled, but I mean, he really does now. He looks great. Probably from taking those super beats.
That's what I was about to say. I've been
taking the super beats. I'm trying to get there as well. Now that's all about blood flow and being heart healthy and all of those kinds of things. So the super beats.
Yeah, you didn't mention those in your game day routine.
Yeah. In my game day routine, I do that. I do the super beats thing in the morning and then at night, because it's twice a day. The chews and the tart cherry chews and the powder that you mix and all that kind of stuff. It's great. That's that part of the routine is, like I said, I'll put the laptop and I'll put the iPad in the booth. And I got my broadcast charts and look that I'm going to go over things with Roger, and then you just kind of take in the atmosphere, and then you get ready to call the game and get into the mindset of it as well. And about 2 hours prior to kick, I make my way down to the field and I record the pregame interview with Steve Sarkisian. Sark is great about that. He has been more accessible than virtually any coach I've ever dealt with, any football coach, when it comes that close to kickoff. All the coaches that I've worked with, all of them, Mac Brown, Charlie Strong, Tom Herman, and Sark were all great to work with. Believe it or not, no matter how you may have felt about any of them individually or collectively as head coaches, they were always very, very giving of their time or whatever to what I needed to do. It's just they liked recording the pregame interview a little further away from kickoff, not even on game day.
They wanted to stay in the zone.
I understand it. Sark looks at it differently. His look at it is it gets him in the zone. He told me he wanted to record the pregame interview 2 hours prior to kick. Now, I found out two things. First of all, that's another thing out of many that he adopted from Nick Saban. Saban did the same thing, believe it or not. As dialed in as Coach Saban was, he liked doing his pregame interview 2 hours before kick. So Eli Gold told me that when he was the voice of the Crimson Tide, and Chris Stewart as well. And Sark said the same thing that Nick said. He was more in a game mindset than if you do it like 2 days out or whatever. So Sark even said to me, he goes, I'll be better when I'm that close to kickoff than I would be, a couple of days out. So we do it about an hour 45 before kick. Get the latest stuff from him, how the team is feeling, the physical thing, and ready to go and all that. So it's good. It really works. It really works out well. But that's part of the routine of all of that. And so I've had folks ask me about that. And for the Red River rivalry, it doesn't change that much on game day. It doesn't change that much. Now, getting to where Sark is, sometimes it's a little easier to go ahead and do it by the locker room instead of on the field there in Dallas, because it's a zoo. It's a circus. And there's lots of stuff going on. So it's a little bit easier to do it inside than on the field. It depends on the game and all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's all part of that game day routine. But in the case of Friday, as I started to say, we kind of have an enlarged version of this program. It'll go 4 hours, 2 to 6, from Bar M on Maple Avenue in Dallas. Great place, not only to watch the Texas OU game if you don't have tickets for it, but we just kind of discovered the place last year. I mean, all credit goes to Mike Hardball Harge, and his friend owns and operates the place.
Oh, Bar M for Mike, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's great, and a great patio and bar atmosphere as well. And that's on Maple Avenue. Bar M is, and that's where we'll do the show on Friday, and it'll be a 4-hour edition from 2 until 6, and it'll have Cameron Parker and Mike Hardball Harge and Mark Henry, and we'll have some special guests joining us as well there. So we hope you'll join us Friday afternoon. Listen, we used to tell people in the days before apps that if you were driving up to Dallas on Friday at Texas OU weekend, carry us as long as you could, as far as you could, before losing us on your drive up. Now, you don't have to worry about losing us, because on the iHeartRadio app, you can listen to this program. You can listen to it all the way up if you're driving up Friday afternoon. So we'll keep you company on that. And be careful, by the way, when you're driving up, because as we know, driving I-35 in Dallas on Fridays is, that's a dicey proposition sometimes. If you go, the guys I know, Hardball Harge and Cam Parker and Mark Henry are going up Thursday night because of the show Friday morning, of doing the morning kickoff on Friday morning. So they're going up on Thursday. I'll be going up on Friday morning. And it's, like I said, it's always an interesting thing. There's another part of the Texas OU routine that happens every year, and it's a media luncheon that's put on by the Cotton Bowl Athletic Association. But it's not like your typical dress up, more formalized media luncheon where there's this program and all this other kind of stuff. No, it's not like that at all. It's real low key and casual, and media just show up at the place, and you just put on a name tag, and you go in there, and they have great barbecue, and they have great Tex-Mex, and it's all free, and you just go in there and hang out and see people you hadn't seen in years, or that you only see once a year, or maybe only for that occasion. Like I'll probably see Brad Sham there, and I'll see Babe Laufenberg there, and I'll see Chuck Cooperstein, the voice of the Dallas Mavericks, who I saw in Gainesville last Saturday, and then other people. And this year is a little more special for me. It's that award that I was announced as being the recipient of and the winner of back in February, the Wilbur Snip Award. That's presented for contributions to college baseball in my years of broadcasting college baseball. And they announced me as the winner of that. Well, they hadn't been able to actually give me the award. I think they were hoping, as I was certainly hoping, that I'd be in Omaha, that the Longhorns would have made it Omaha and they were going to give it to me there. Well, the Longhorns obviously didn't make it to Omaha. But Bo Carter and the people who put all that together contacted me and said, hey, are you going to that media lunch? And I said, yeah, I go every year. And they said, we're going to give you your award then. So I was like, oh, there's an actual physical. Well, yeah, we just hadn't seen you to do it. So anyway.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And so anyway, that'll be that's part of that. But then I'll go from there over to Bar M. We'll have the show on Friday. It'll be a lot of fun. And then our coverage will begin on Saturday morning. And it'll start at 10:30 in the morning with the Third and Longhorn podcast guys, their pregame at 10:30. And then at 11:30 will be Longhorns game day from the fairgrounds at the State Fair of Texas, right outside the Old Mill restaurant. Doing it from the Old Mill. This is how old I am. I took a date to the Old Mill restaurant, I think in the fall of 81. That woman's now my wife. She wasn't back then, and I do feel compelled to mention this, and I'm going to mention it because people were so kind. I lost my first wife, Laurie, to cancer 9 years ago today. It was actually on a Texas OU Saturday, and it's the only Longhorn football game that I've missed in being on the network 38 years, 34 in the broadcast booth. She passed away 9 years ago today, and folks were incredibly kind and giving of their time, and I will always appreciate that. And it was not long after that I'd gotten a Facebook condolence from Linda, who I had not seen since 1994. At her wedding, Laurie and I went to her wedding. She came to our wedding in 86. Linda and I dated in the early 80s. People know this story by now. We had dated for about a year and a half in the early 80s. And then we split up but stayed friends. And like I said, she came to the wedding I had with Laurie in 86. And Laurie and I went to her wedding in Nacogdoches in 94. But I hadn't spoken with her or seen her anything in 94 to 2018 is what? That's 24 years, I guess. So I not seen her in a long, long time. And then we, of course, randomly ran into each other. And this was, like I said, a little over 2 years, or about 2 years after I'd lost Laurie. And we randomly ran into each other, going to see a mutual friend, my best friend, play in a band at a gig just north of Louisville. And that's the first time we even bumped into each other. Like, wow, look at you. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Not long after that, we started seeing each other, and then ended up getting married 3 years ago. But to bring it back full circle, 1981, when we were dating, I think we went to Old Mill restaurant. I think we had a date. We went out to dinner back then. But that's where our Longhorn game day coverage will emanate from on Saturday from the Old Mill there on the fairgrounds of the State Fair of Texas. That'll start at 11:30. Network pregame at 1:30 and the kickoff at 2:30 for Texas and OU.
Wonder if the menu's changed.
I don't know. I had to take a look. I don't know that I would remember the menu from back then. It's been a while. That restaurant's been there a while. 120, not as long as the game has been played. 121 years now. This will be the 121st edition of the game between Texas and Oklahoma. And let me make sure. Pull out my broadcast charts here. Make sure I've got the breakdown on this.
Yeah, if you can't see us at home, Craig is pulling his charts out of a nice little brown envelope.
From Office Depot. Texas leads the series 64-51-5. 64-51-5. Now, it is fair to point out Oklahoma in the last 26 meetings has won 17 of the 26. It's 17-9 there in the last 26. But anyway, this will be the 121st meeting. All right, coming up, we're going to check. By the way, Seattle threatening Detroit. It's still a 1-0 ball game in the fourth inning. But the Mariners had the bases loaded with nobody out.
Yeah, Kyle Finnegan's in the game. That is a high leverage guy. With AJ Hinch knowing he has to manage like there's no tomorrow, or in this case, no Friday.
Yeah, because there won't be. Not for them if they don't win this game to even the series at 2 games apiece. So anyway, so that's where it is, and we'll keep you updated on that. But up next, we're going to hear from Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, and we have to have our requisite weekly Cowboys temperature update from Cameron Parker. He's the long-suffering, as I say, self-loathing Cowboys fan. So we'll hear that. By the way, Seattle has added a run on a ground ball double play. The Tigers were able to get 2 outs, but the Mariners do pick up another run. They now lead 2-0, and they have runners at second and third with 2 down in the inning there. So a runner at third with 2 down in the inning. All right. Coming up, we'll visit with Cameron to talk some Cowboys, and we'll hear from Jerry Jones when we continue on 13 Under the Zone.
Coach Sark here. Stay connected to the Longhorns on the free iHeartRadio app.
Breaks a tackle 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Just search 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Win. That's win. Enter it now.
AM 1300 The Zone.
Hey, Texas fans, Craig Way here. It's time to kick off your deck project with TimberTech. A real decking all-star, TimberTech is the #1 brand in premium decking. It delivers real wood looks without the costly maintenance, and it will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. Plus, with industry-leading warranties, your deck will perform at the top of its game season after season. Take a look, and you'll be hooked. Order free samples online at timbertech.com.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL, get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. I don't know if you've noticed, but we got a lot of food in this country. A lot of peaches, a lot of corn, a lot of apples, a lot of everything. We've got so much food that we can't even eat it all. So if we got all this extra food, how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? I just don't get it. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to the hungry kids who need it. They can get you food even if you live in Idaho or Alaska or somewhere crazy like that. This isn't complicated. We got extra food and we've got hungry kids. Feeding America's done the math. Now it's your turn. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. I know you got internet on your phone, so what are you waiting for? We can't do it without your help. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It's the Morning Kickoff Show with Mike Hardball Hart and Mark Henry. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. Only on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Isn't it a mystery? If it's nobody's business, it's everybody's.
We're back. It's the Craig Way Show with Hall of Fame broadcaster and voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way.
The producer Jake Herman liked this song by Kenny Loggins so much that he played some more continuation of it on a Yacht Rock Wednesday. Glad to have you with us here. Updating Seattle, Detroit Tigers were able to get out of the inning without any further damage done. Mariners had the bases loaded with nobody out, but they only got one run out of it on a ground ball double play. And so that's where that is. Right now it's still 2-0. Mariners lead the Tigers. It's in the bottom of the fourth inning. Okay. It's important to get the perspective each week on the Dallas Cowboys from our own self-loathing, long-suffering Cowboys fan / anti-fan, Cameron Parker, who is here. But before we start with your perspective, your take on the Cowboys, Cam, I want you to hear from Jerry Jones. This was from his regular weekly radio appearance on 105.3 The Fan. Remember last year when we were doing all this stuff where he threatened to fire the guys at 105.3 The Fan, which he had no power to do. I can get somebody else in air to do this. It's that kind of thing. So he got fined $250,000 for flipping off Jets fans in the game. And he on his radio appearance, his weekly appearance there, he addressed the middle finger incident.
You know, that was unfortunate that was a kind of a exchange with our fans out in front of us. There was a swarm of Cowboy fans out in front, not Jet fans, Cowboy fans. And the entire stadium was brimming with the enthusiasm of Cowboys, and certainly late in the game. And that was inadvertent on my part because that was right after we'd made our last touchdown. And we were all excited about there wasn't any antagonistic issue or anything like that. I just put up the wrong show on the hand, but that was inadvertently done. And I'm not kidding. It was, if you want to call it accidental, you can call it accidental, but it got straightened around pretty quick. I've had a chance to look at it. It got straightened around pretty quick, but the intention was thumbs up. And then basically pointing at our fans because everybody was jumping up and down excited.
Okay. If we're to take Jerry at his word on that, and who takes Jerry at his word on most things, but if we were to take Jerry at his word on that, I'm confused still. So you're telling me it was Cowboy fans you're excited about and you're flipping off your own fans? Is that what the deal is here? Or he just said he put up the wrong digits or whatever. He meant to do thumbs up, but you did the one-fingered salute because you have to make a physical effort to do that, to flip the bird. You got to that. I don't think that happens accidentally, does it?
I think a lot of Cowboys fans have inadvertently given Jerry Jones the same hand signal anytime he's shown on their TV screen.
Well, they've done that on purpose. Yeah, that wasn't
on purpose.
inadvertent.
Okay.
That's definitely not inadvertent. But I don't understand his explanation of that deal.
Do you see the video? It's a weird. It's almost like Jerry kind of forgot which fingers he was using, and when he did the signal, because he was pointing at Jets fans the whole time in the video and stuff. It's just you can't make any of this stuff up. This entire season has just been hilarious in terms of the storylines that have come out from the Cowboys, and Jerry Jones adds another one. I mean, here they are. They're coming off a winner with the Jets, and yet on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, we're talking about Jerry Jones. I'm telling you, he's the best football showman who doesn't actually play NFL football.
Okay. All right. I want you to hear another soundbite from this. Is he was asked about Dak and the comparisons to Tony Romo when Romo was in his prime, and is he playing at an MVP level?
Yeah, I think it is a fair comparison. I think he is playing at that level. He is our obviously right there at the very top of the strengths of this team, and what a place to have it. Of all of the places you could have it going well for you, that would be the one you would pick to give you a chance to be in the playoffs. And so if we can continue that and improve the lot around him throughout not only on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball. Look, I played was absent his best receivers, or absent what we thought were his best receivers. For him to step in and make that kind of adjustment does give you the kind of secure feeling about going forward that you want to have at that position. And you can build around that. And it's a part of the team that when you feel good about it, get double whammy in terms of confidence.
Yeah, there's some double whammy there from Jerry about that. So what do you make about that? I mean, Dak is obviously playing well. I mean, and I don't even know how you feel about the whole thing with how you felt about Romo and comparisons and all that other kind of stuff.
Wait, it's funny, Craig, that Dak made his 127th start as the Cowboys starting quarterback on Sunday, which I believe is the same number of starts Tony Romo had.
Mm-hmm.
They have almost the same identical record. Tony Romo in 127 starts, 78 wins, 49 losses. Dak Prescott, 78 wins, 48 losses in one tie that happened 2 weeks ago. And if not for Matt LaFleur not knowing how to run a clock, Dak would also be 78 in 49. So obviously they're not the same identical quarterback, but I mean, here they are. Cowboys once again have a fantastic offense. Dak is playing well, and their defense is terrible. And the front office, again, has made poor decision after poor decision, just like under Tony Romo and just like under Dak Prescott. If only we just had some evidence to know this was probably going to happen again, Craig.
Okay, so let's get your temperature right now on this team. They're 2-2-1. They play at Carolina this Sunday. The Panthers are 2-3, who, by the way, have a former Cowboys running the ball pretty well, Rico Dowdle, who is doing that. So the Cowboys have that and a chance to get above the 500 mark. How are you feeling about this?
Well, they beat a team that had 0 wins last week, so I'm not going to get too carried away in that. And even if Javonte Williams and Dak Prescott played well, you hope so, because the Jets are a terrible, terrible team. I don't know. I think they could be walking into an upset here. Panthers have won 2 of their last 3 games. Cowboys team maybe filling themselves a little bit. Carolina comes in and pulls off the upset. I don't know. We'll see. But you expect them to win this game, but again, they're playing the easy part of the schedule. So this is actually supposed to be a playoff team. They're going to win these games, but I'm still not sold on this team at all.
Should we think with the Panthers this week in Charlotte, followed by the Commanders at home. They win both those games. Both are winnable games. They get to 4-2-1, Cam.
I don't think they're beating the Commanders. I think Jaden Daniels, another week of staying. If he can stay healthy, I think the Commanders terrible. Their Cowboys defense is so bad. It's just so bad. Give up 22 points to the Jets. Justin Fields, they're terrible. Defense is terrible.
Are you and Jake going to do like a gentleman's bet? When the Cowboys play the Commanders?
No, I don't think so. No.
I mean, the problem is that the Commanders side is taken by Cameron. We can't both be on the Commanders.
We're both rooting for the Commanders. I'm rooting for Carolina this Sunday, and I was rooting for the Jets last week, and unfortunate the Cowboys won that game, but this is where we're at.
I mean, I think I might like the Cowboys more than you, Cam, and I'm a Commanders fan.
I don't think any Cowboy fans really like the Cowboys right now. And I'm telling you, like, I warned you guys, Cowboy fans are getting sucked back in, okay, maybe the team's a little bit better. The defense is getting better. It was the Jets. It was the New York Jets. Aaron Glenn is the first NFL coach in history in his first year to give up over, what was the stat, over like 20-something points in his first 4 games, or over 30 points.
They're clearly worse under him than they were last year.
He's a defensive-minded coach, right? How does this keep happening where teams will hire a defensive-minded coach or an offensive-minded coach, and the side of the ball they're supposed to be a specialist in are absolutely terrible in? It's very interesting to me how that works out.
Okay. Are you watching much of the baseball playoffs? By the way, the Mariners have just upped the lead to 3-0. The big dumper with an RBI double to get home a third run, and RBI single, and it is 3-0 Seattle. Are you watching much of the playoffs?
Yeah, I think baseball postseason is, I think, the best postseason in all sports. Even, I'm not the biggest Yankee fan, but Judge's equalizing home run, we were texting about last night, Craig. I mean, that thing was absolutely blasted, in the Bronx. It's just provides such great theater. And then even Jazz Chisholm, who was benched in game 1 against the Boston Red Sox, puts them up, the go-ahead run yesterday. And then with Seattle, technically a Rangers rival, but a franchise that has struggled so much in this month, the last 2 decades, to finally win at home and now on the verge of an ALCS. I think Blue Jays Seattle would be fun. I love what Toronto has done. I love Vladdy Guerrero Jr. It'd be a lot of fun. And then on the NLCS side, I know you're feeling pretty good about your Dodgers right now, and I don't know what's going on with Philadelphia.
I don't either, and it all does is make me nervous because they're 1 win away from that. So you can only feel so good, I guess. And by the way, look at Milwaukee; they look great.
They're maybe the best team in baseball in the regular season, and I felt like they did not get any coverage at all throughout the entire season. But hey, Dodgers Brewers, that'll be a lot of fun.
What do you make of the Rangers hire of Skip Schumacher as manager?
I like it. Going a little bit younger, which was nice. I mean, what Bochy was able to do in Texas, bring him World Series championship. I think my question is the offseason in terms of player management, because I think Chris Young's done a great job, but I think he put too much stock into certain members of that World Series team and thought that, okay, maybe 2 years ago was an anomaly. They're going to bounce back this year, and they didn't. So I would like to see a pretty big roster turnover offensively from Texas this offseason. And it appears they got the right owner that's willing to, foot the bill for that.
Okay. All right. So Cowboys win this weekend, you're not going to feel any better.
It's the Carolina. I saw the Panthers play 2 weeks ago. No. I think they've been down 17 points every game for some reason. And sometimes Panthers find a way to win. Sometimes they don't. All my Panther friends are completely out in this team. They're out on Canales as the head coach. So this could be have we had an NFL coach fired yet this season?
Not
yet.
Not yet. We haven't had an NFL coach.
I think
the Cardinals might have saved Callahan.
Yeah. Yep.
The Tennessee Titans head coach.
Worst collapses, I think, in NFL history. And that game between the Cardinals. I mean, poor Mari DeMercado on the 1 yard line. Have you guys figured out what the issue is? Why people keep dropping the footballs before the goal line?
Hey, listen, if you're talking about the Rams, give credit to the former Longhorn, Alfred Collins. He's the one that separated the ball for the 49ers there. Now, he did slap him in the face, but they didn't
call that.
They didn't call that. So I have to feel good for AC because he's a great guy.
Before I leave, big weekend. What's your corn dog count going to be?
I usually have one, like for breakfast. I have one for breakfast, especially now with a 2:30 kickoff. It's easier to do that. So I'll probably have one of those, and maybe one afterwards, or maybe a turkey leg. Just depends on how the game goes and all that kind of stuff too. You know, if the game doesn't go well, might not have much appetite afterwards.
Yeah, understand.
But you guys are going to be at Old Mill Inn, right?
Yep, same spot as last year, broadcast location, the corner of Old Mill Inn. So, yeah, come out and join us. We're broadcasting live 11:30 to 1:30. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have Cedric Golden come on, Wheels from Texas One Fund. Tyler McComas, OU reporter, will join us. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then Friday from Bar W, Maple Street. We were there last year. We'll be there again. I think we got some special guests coming on as well. Will Matthews, Quan Cosby, Ty Harrington, Norm Watkins. So it should be a lot of fun. It's a great spot, great atmosphere, and we're so close to Fair Park too.
Absolutely. I've been really pumping that. Bar W on Maple Avenue. You can look it up there, Bar W. It's on Maple Avenue, and it's a great place to be. Okay, see you over on campus.
See you guys.
All right, Cameron Parker. He'll be engineering producing when we record Longhorn Weekly with Coach Sark coming up this evening, and then it'll air tomorrow night at 7, and it'll re-air Friday night at 7 here on The Zone. All right, got more coming up. We'll continue right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
This is it, the biggest race weekend of the year. The Formula One United States Grand Prix roars back into Austin October 17th through 19th at Circuit of the Americas. 3 days of racing, 3 massive headliners, 1 legendary weekend. Witness 36 hours of entertainment featuring performances by Kygo, Garth Brooks, and the Turnpike Troubadours. Lock in your spot today at thecircuit.com. That's thecircuit.com.
Huddle up. Specs is unleashing a savings blitz just in time for kickoff. With ice-cold canned cocktails, bold bourbons, and touchdown-worthy snacks, Specs is stacking your team with an unbeatable selection and lower prices. Fill the cart, pile on the snacks, and hydrate like a champion. Your winning drive starts at Specs. Down, set, save. Specs. The fun starts here.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Hennion & Walsh was made for people like you. People who value speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves, to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennion & Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it,
it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text EDGE to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
AM 1300 The Zone occasionally holds contests. For more information about contests on this station, go to am1300thezone.com/rules.
This week on United States of Kennedy, the podcast.
Teamsters President Jimmy Hoffa once promised to break both of Bobby Kennedy's arms.
Bobby, JFK's attorney general, wanted to take down the mob, starting with Hoffa.
This is Bobby trying to get the world to care about him, which explains all this passion and anger going into this, even though it's still kind of ineptly handled.
Each week, we dive into our cultural fascination with the Kennedy dynasty.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search United States of Kennedy, and listen now.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Just so I'm clear, do you feel pretty confident that you're going to be alive on Sunday?
I'm a third-generation reporter. And for years, I've been chasing Omar Hamami, a former Southern Baptist from Alabama, who by rapping and online videos became the face of jihad in Africa and one of the most wanted terrorists in the world. Eventually, despite rumors he'd been killed, I found Omar. Or more like, he found me. For more than a year, we corresponded in secret while he was hiding from U.S. forces, and eventually, on the run from the very insurgent group he put on the map. Slowly, I got close to Omar. Closer than I ever thought I would. Perhaps closer than I should. Was it good journalism? An ethical lapse? Was it my faith in humanity that kept me talking to Omar? Or something darker? My name is Christoph Putzel. This is American Jihadi.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange. Welcome back to the Craig Way Show and the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Follow Craig on social media at Horn Voice.
Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday and I got myself undressed. I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine.
Here on a Yacht Rock Wednesday, America, one of the Yacht Rock regulars. Sister Golden Hair was a big hit of theirs. It was great seeing them perform that last year. I saw them there at the Moody ACL Moody Theater. It was great to see that as well. On the text line, going all the way back to when we had in the Inconceivable, the story about the baby jaguar that was saved, that had been shot several times and basically left to die in a river, and it was rescued there in Brazil by getting it to hold on to a flotation device while they rolled the boat to shore, and then got it some treatment, and hopefully it'll recover. Somebody had pointed out, so my basset hound was rescued in similar conditions. Heartworm, buckshot, starving. The man who found him paid for his recovery, then handed him to a rescue group where I adopted him. I never got to thank that man. The dog never went hungry again. He died at 65 pounds. Said it did change my life. No doubt about it. And if you love animals, I have a dog that's 12 years old now, a miniature schnauzer, and she's great. And she helped me get through some tough times. I mentioned that this being the 9th anniversary of losing my wife, and she was close to my first wife, and then maybe close to her than me, and we bonded more after that time. So that dog means a lot to me, and our animals do mean a lot to us. Coach Powell says, I was sad when I heard of your wife all those years back. God bless y'all. Love and prayers to y'all. You don't have to mention that. Listen, no, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate the nice things. And I even appreciate mentions of Jerry Jones. Somebody said, I do believe Jerry when he says it was to a swarm of Cowboys fans. He's been giving us the bird the past 35 years.
Well, hypothetically, if you wanted to go back that far.
Hypothetically, fundamentally. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a great text.
Yeah, it really is. Why don't we hear a little more from Jerry? This was from his radio appearance on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas-Fort Worth. He was asked, considering injuries, and they've had a bunch on offense, especially on the offensive front, is there another level that he believes his offense can still reach?
Well, I think this. I think we're playing well, and but I do think because it is where we are in the season, we can play better. We all recognize that the other teams have a chance to get better, and we understand as much as anybody can attrition or injury because we dealt with it this weekend. I think that absent really the injuries going against you more, I really think the sound logic is that we're going to get better. And yes, I think we can get better at quarterback because we can get better at the supporting cast around him. We can as you hear the term complementary football, we can be better and stronger over on the defensive side of the ball. So if we can have and not get out of this thing early, which is what the game was about the other day, if we can continue to stack them up and have a win, then by the time we get to the end, we could be a much better team than when we started. That's the ideal recipe for going into the playoffs.
So the Cowboys will play the Carolina Panthers, as we mentioned, in Charlotte this Sunday. The Panthers have the Cowboys cast off Rico Dowdle, who's been really good. He had a big touchdown run last week. And Jerry Jones was asked to reflect on that and the offseason decision to go a different direction.
Well, it shouldn't be negative about Rico. Well, I don't think that you'd find anybody that doesn't think Rico is a top back in the NFL. And I've always thought he really was a unique player, a very explosive player, I use that word, violent player. And we got really good production out of Rico, more than he had because he had always battled injury. And he's a good back, make no mistake about it. And he got a big offer to go. We felt that the backs that were potentially available to us at the time he signed with Carolina, we thought we had a chance to get a back, and of course we did in Williams. But we thought we had a chance to address that, and we did. And I don't wish him well out here against us Sunday, but I will tell you this, I wish him well. He was always one of my favorite backs.
Okay, so there it is. A update on the baseball. Detroit has bounced back with 2 runs and still batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. A couple of doubles have made the difference, and the Tigers have pulled within a single run of the Mariners, and it's now 3-2. Seattle's in its bullpen now with Gabe Spire out there, but the Tigers are within a run now. It's 3-2 as they bat in the bottom of the 5th. All right, we'll be back to wrap up hour number 2 of the program here on 13 Under the Zone.
It's the morning kickoff.
Mac Brown. And I want to give you your flowers because you allowed a young Mark Henry who you didn't know to come to the University of Texas and train. And a lot of what I did in my prime was because I was allowed to train at the best facility in the city.
Thank you. I used to walk down and say, "Who is that?" He needs to be playing. My dog said, "No, he's too old." I said, "Doesn't matter. Let's get him lined up here and get him in school, man."
Weekdays at 7.
The first round of the Major League Baseball playoffs are in the books. The college football regular season is nearing its halfway point. The NFL is about a third of the way through its regular season, and the NBA and NHL regular seasons are about to begin. So Are you happy with how you're viewing all of this with your home entertainment system? If not, you need to get in touch with my friend Tom McKay and his great staff at Audiovisual Consultations. Whether you're into the NFL, college football, baseball playoffs, whatever it might be, AV Consultations has the equipment, the technology, and the expertise to help you set up your home theater, your man cave, your living room, your den, whatever room you might need outfitted, set up the way you want it done. And that includes getting your streaming devices connected into your TV and entertainment setup. You don't have to worry about dealing with the big box stores to buy that HD TV you've had your eye on. Tom and his crew can get it all set up for you. Give Tom McKay and his staff a call at 512-255-8678. That's 512-255-8678. They're on the web at avconsultations.com. Let Tom McKay and Audiovisual Consultations help you realize the home entertainment system of your dreams.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Thomas J. Henry is a proud radio broadcast sponsor of the University of Texas Sports. If you were seriously hurt in an accident, it's important to act fast. Call Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio and Austin, Texas.
Heating and air and plumbing. Call us because we care. American Standard Air.
Chris and Kyle here. We're Elite AC and Plumbing, the local guys. No hot water, no problem. We repair, replace, and install hot water heaters. It's a tankless job, or is it? Someone's got to do it. Call us today. Home and commercial needs for AC and plumbing.
American Standard Air. Elite heating and air and plumbing. Call us because we care.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $600 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Greatness is here. All 830 of our famous footwear stores now carry Jordan brand. So it's easy to score Jordan brand footwear and accessories, from hats to backpacks to socks, for the full family at a store near you. Famous Footwear's in-store fit experts will help you find the perfect style and the perfect fit. Because every day is a chance to make it famous. Come in and shop Jordan brand footwear and accessories at your local Famous Footwear store today.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macy'sbackstage.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me."
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
iHeart presents the police coming straight from the underground. Ice Cube bringing truth to power.
You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude. Before hip-hop, homies got shot. Get tickets now at livenation.com. If it's Texas sports, Craig Way knows all. Back to the Craig Way Show on 1300 The Zone.
Heading up to the top of the hour here in hour number 2. We can update it now. Tigers have actually caught the Mariners. They were down 3-0, but they have scored 3 runs and are still batting with only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And so they've really gone after this Seattle bullpen here. And they're going to get a second out. The Mariners will, but but the Tigers have the go-ahead run at third base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. So postseason baseball, nothing quite like it. It's something else, and the Tigers must win to send it back to Seattle, back across the country for a decisive 5th game, which would be on Friday night if it were to happen that way. The other thing I wanted to get to, I had mentioned a couple of points about this, is that the Cowboys play the Carolina Panthers this Sunday. Then they host the Washington Commanders. You have any desire to go up to Jerry World and see the Commanders?
I would actually love to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you ever been there, the AT&T Stadium? Have you ever?
I have been.
Okay.
To the 2018 Big 12 championship.
Yeah. Okay. That was the one against Oklahoma. Yes. Okay. I remember that. So you have been in the building before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great. I mean, sat the upper deck, video board, as big as they talk about on TV.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
I think, it's right up there with US Bank Stadium for my favorite NFL stadiums I've been to. I haven't been to that many, so I guess it's not a long list, but.
You've been to Northwest Stadium, though, right?
That was not listed as one of my favorites. Some of my favorite memories there, as far as a stadium experience goes, well, it's left something to be desired.
That's the home of the Washington Commanders, by the way. The other day, when we were in Florida and it was raining off and on before the game, we were trying to remember the last time that the Longhorns had played a game on natural grass in the rain. And we'd roll through our eyes, and we'd kind of come to the conclusion that maybe it was TCU when they had that 3-hour delay in 2013. And then all of a sudden, I had somebody remind me, no. They played Maryland at the then Redskins at FedEx Field.
Right. That game wasn't at Bird Stadium, now known as SECU Stadium in College Park.
No, it was at what was then FedEx Field. Pouring rain, floppy, upper deck leaking into the lower deck.
No, you don't know what was dripping off of that.
Yeah, we heard about that later as well.
Good thing the stands weren't falling yet.
Yeah. That was just very free. All right, we have one more hour of the program to go. We're going to hear from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian from today's SEC teleconference. That and more here on 1300 The Zone.
Are you planning a special event or need to secure a construction site? Call Viking Fence today. For all your temporary fencing needs, Viking Fence is the name you can trust. With over 50 years of experience in Central Texas, Viking Fence provides top quality temporary fencing and excellent service. And that's not all. Viking also offers sanitation, dumpster, and mobile storage services to keep your space safe and secure. Give them a call today at 512-601-8911 for a free estimate, or visit vikingfence.com/radio to learn more. Trust Viking Fence, where
Even though we're still having some hot weather, autumn is a great time to hit up Tony C's Pizza and Beer Garden for the best pizza in these parts. 3 great locations, down south at Kohler's Crossing and Kyle, Anderson Lane and Shoal Creek, and the one right by Del Diamond, where Linda and I frequently enjoy the pizzas we love best. I'm a little partial to the Primo, pepperoni, Italian sausage, roasted red pepper, sauteed mushrooms, caramelized onions, and black olives. But let me tell you about their pizza of the month, the Pizza Pauly. Marinara, fresh mozzarella, burrata, basil, and prosciutto crudo. absolutely delicious. Tony C's features happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, with $3 off appetizers, $2 off 22-ounce drafts, frosé, bellinis, and wine by the glass. And don't forget about Pitcher Perfect Thursdays with half off pitchers of beer all day. Get to the Tony C's location closest to you in Kyle at Kohler's Crossing, Round Rock in front of Del Diamond, and Anderson Lane at Shoal Creek. Austin owned and operated. My favorite, it's Tony C's Pizza and Beer Garden.